Chapter 41. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The enemy's soul was shattered, but ghosts with soul-based attacks were incredibly rare. In his past life, Lin Haoran knew of only one person with an S-level soul-related ghost. It could rob its enemies of life. It was so powerful that even some SS-level ghosts feared it. It was a seriously messed up power and impossible to defend against. You could lose 10 years of your life before you even saw it coming. How could anyone fight that? Any fight would be a guaranteed loss. That's why rule-based soul ghosts were so prized. Even B-level ones were snatched up by the big shots, and this soul-devouring crow ghost was an S-level. Lin Haoran's eyes burned as he stared at the crow. That crow. I have to make it mine. Honey. Is that little crow the ghost you want? The Yenho ghost emperor gazed at the black crow perched in the massive dead tree. A light flashed in her beautiful eyes. Yeah. I'm getting it. Lin Haoran nodded, his voice firm. Sweetheart. That little crow gives off a strange vibe, even I feel a shiver. That bird's trouble. Yenho Ghost Emperor warned him. Yeah, it's a rule-based soul ghost. We have to be careful. Lin Haoran told the ghosts. The Yenho Ghost Emperor was surprised. She hadn't realized how rare this crow was. Rule-based types were rare enough, let alone soul-based ones. Call. Finally, the soul-devouring crow ghost on the treetop moved, its creepy eyes fixed on the group below, and it let out a harsh cry. Little Lei Ming. Knock it down with the judgment spear, but don't kill it. Lin Haoran yelled to little Lei Ming. Yes, Dad. Little Lei Ming nodded and instantly conjured a crackling lightning spear. It shot through the sky like a thunderbolt. Before the soul-devouring crow ghost could react, it slammed into its belly. Puff. The judgment spear pierced the soul-devouring crow ghost's body. It let out a piercing scream. Call. The soul-devouring crow ghost hadn't expected little Lei Ming to be so strong and fast. It had been careless. It hadn't dodged, or maybe it couldn't have. The judgment spear was too fast. Even though it was a rule-based soul ghost, it was still only S-level. Its stats were far lower than the SS-level little Lei Ming's. Black blood gushed as the soul-devouring crow ghost, impaled by the judgment spear, fell from the treetop. The crow was enraged. Call. The soul-devouring crow ghost's eyes flashed white. It opened its beak and unleashed a massive cry. An invisible force slammed into Lin Haoran, the Yenho Ghost King, and the other ghosts. It was unstoppable because soul power was invisible. Ah! Little Lei Ming clutched his head and cried out in pain, his face paling. Even worse, the sword ghost seemed to collapse, motionless. He looked dead. Even the SSS-level Ghost King Yenho, at level 10, barely resisted the soul-devouring crow ghost's soul attack. Her face was pale, but she could still fight. Lin Haoran was stunned. The reincarnation ghost eye in his left eye opened. The black pupil with a white halo glowed with mysterious light. The soul-devouring crow ghost's soul power was being absorbed by the reincarnation ghost eye. Lin Haoran was fine. He touched his left eye, swallowed hard, and muttered. What the hell is this reincarnation ghost eye? It can even absorb soul power. Is this some hidden power? That's messed up. Does this mean I'm immune to soul-based attacks in the future? Lin Haoran was shocked. The reincarnation ghost eye was truly mysterious. It was so powerful that soul-based attacks were useless against him. This reincarnation ghost eye was terrifying. Rah! Seeing everyone hit, the soul-devouring crow ghost's eyes flashed with glee. It was about to devour their souls. Lin Haoran snapped out of it. The reincarnation ghost eye pulsed with power and slammed into the soul-devouring crow ghost. The crow's pupils shrank. It was controlled instantly by the reincarnation ghost eye. The wheel illusion ability activated. The soul-devouring crow ghost was a puppet. Even its soul crow cry was silenced. Lin Haoran exuded a terrifying aura. Even the Ghost Emperor Yenho felt a shiver in her heart. Lin Haoran's voice was cold as he spoke to the soul-devouring crow ghost. Open your soul contract. Sign a master-servant soul contract with me. Like a puppet, the soul-devouring crow ghost opened its soul contract array. And signed the master-servant contract with Lin Haoran. Lin Haoran was the master, and the soul-devouring crow ghost was the servant. He completely controlled the crow's soul. He could destroy it with a thought. It was the most unequal contract. P.S. The new book is setting sail. Please support me with your follows and recommendations. Thank you everyone. Chapter 42. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The old man beamed, ding dong. Congrats on contracting the soul-devouring crow ghost, ding dong. Congrats on contracting your third ghost. Reminder, you can contract a total of 6 ghosts, ding dong. Heads up. Equal contracts and soul master-servant contracts can be cancelled, but soul contracts are permanent. No take-backs. Lin Haoran's lips curled into a smile as the system notifications popped up one after another. He'd managed to snag a rare, rule-based, soul-bound soul-devouring crow ghost. Lin Haoran closed his reincarnation ghost eye. The soul-devouring crow ghost was already out of the illusion and totally freaked. It had been contracted by this human. When the heck did that happen? Caw. The soul-devouring crow ghost squawked at Lin Haoran, confused, like it was asking, when did you contract me, huh? You didn't even ask me first. How rude. Lin Haoran patted the soul-devouring crow ghost on the head, reassuring it, soul-devouring crow ghost. I'm gonna take you out for the best grub and booze you've ever had. Just you wait. The soul-devouring crow ghost looked at Lin Haoran, half believing. But its life was in Lin Haoran's hands now, so it had to accept its fate. It sadly cawed at Lin Haoran, caw. Then, it transformed into a crow tattoo on the back of Lin Haoran's hand. This soul-devouring crow ghost, was that too easy? Lin Haoran was surprised that the soul-devouring crow ghost accepted things so readily. He'd figured it would throw a fit, but it took the news like a champ. Maybe it's just my overwhelming charisma, Lin Haoran thought to himself, feeling pretty good. Congrats, honey. You've got another good ghost. The Queen Ghost King threw her arms around Lin Haoran, looking at him with love in her eyes. Lin Haoran looked at the beauty in his arms. He was definitely feeling it but knew now wasn't the time. He went over to the sword ghost. He checked her stats. Luckily, she wasn't dead, just knocked out by the soul-devouring crow ghost's soul attack. Lin Haoran immediately took the sword ghost back into his own ghost pattern, a special space where ghosts can chill and train. Lin Haoran checked on Xiao Leiming. His face was a little pale, but he was already bouncing back. It reinforced how scary soul-based ghosts can be. Even the SS-level Xiao Leiming almost got taken down. That's terrifying. If this S-level ghost is this powerful. If I get my hands on the SSS-level Simu Ding, and upgrade the soul-devouring crow ghost to SSS level. How powerful would the soul-devouring crow ghost be? Lin Haoran licked his lips, his face flushed as he thought about it. Lin Haoran calmed himself down and took his wife and son back to the village. Because Lin Haoran had contracted the soul-devouring crow ghost, the ghost ranking list had changed again. NO1, SSS level Yenho Ghost Emperor. Contractor, hidden nickname. NO2, SS level Leiming Ghost King. Contractor, hidden nickname. NO3, S level soul-devouring crow ghost. Contractor, hidden nickname. NO4, S level sword ghost. Contractor, hidden nickname. NO5, S level Tengu ghost. Contractor, Miyamoto Musashi. NO6, S level evil bone ghost dragon. Contractor, Indian Asen. NO7, S level Daojun ghost. Contractor, Emperor. NO8, S level green giant ghost. Contractor, American Emperor. NO9, A-level bull-headed ghost. Contractor, King of Hell. Lin Haoran held the top 4 spots, blowing everyone else's minds, and the craziest thing was that Lin Haoran was at the top of the demon rankings. 2, NO1, A-level reggae gun, owner, hidden nickname. NO2, A-level reggae beads, owner, hidden nickname. NO3, B-level ghost killing sword, owner, hidden nickname. NO4, B-level ghost suppressing talisman, owner, emperor. NO5, B-level life-taking needle, owner, Yen Wang. NO6, B-level demon-slaying sword, owner, Miyamoto Musashi. NO7, C-level demon-suppressing bell, owner, hidden nickname. NO8, C-level demon-suppressing nail, owner, hidden nickname. NO9, C-level demon chi brick, owner, Agaman. NO10, C-level demon flashing talisman, owner, hidden nickname. Lin Haoran owned 5 of the top 10 demons, he straight up owned the top 3. Lin Haoran was at level 8, way ahead of everyone else in the player rankings. Second place and below were only level 6, the world chat channel exploded again. Sling middle parted hair, did you guys see? Another S-level ghost showed up on the ghost ranking list. Yamati, soul devouring crow ghost. Man, that name sounds wicked. Another ghost contracted by that big shot. I am 18 centimeters, he. The little sister contracted it. I'm 7 inches, come with me to level up, and you can try 11 inches. 18 centimeters is a lie, don't believe him. He's barely 2 inches. Total BS. ABA, 2 A-level ghosts also showed up on the demon ranking list, which is crazy. The reggae bead and the reggae gun. They must be a pair and owned by the same person. Long live the Big Bang, ha. You can tell right away that they're from our Big Bang country. We're the best in the gaming world. Miyamoto Kojiro, damn it, it has to be a player from my country. Get out of here, Big Bang. Chapter 43. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The old man was still at it. Lin Haoran had made it back to the village. Novice village number 4 was bustling, each player showing off their own ghosts. There was the Kunkan ghost dribbling a basketball, the Ma Bao ghost practicing Tai Chi, the Jikuan ghost with the middle parted hair and suspenders. These were all F-level ghosts, but Lin Haoran also spotted some tougher ones. Thick-skinned zombies, poor ghosts, big-headed ghosts. You name it, the whole novice village looked like a ghost town. Lin Haoran was heading back to the castle for some quality time with his wife when a friend request popped up. He was surprised, and saw a message from the top gold farmer, offering to sell him ghost crystals. Without hesitation, Lin Haoran sent the gold farmer his location. Soon, the gold farmer arrived and said, "Hey, bro. Sorry for the wait." Lin Haoran hadn't been waiting long, just a few minutes, so he casually replied, "No sweat. How many ghost crystals you got this time?" The gold farmer grinned. "Our studio's been scaling up, we got a total of 460 level 4 ghost crystals and 65 level 5 ghost crystals." The gold farmer knew Lin Haoran was a high-level player. Taking down high-level ghosts, taking down level 5 ghosts at this stage was a challenge, unless you had a good team. "Alright. I'll take them all. Same price as before, $40 a piece for the level 4 and $50 for the level 5. That's 21,650, right?" Lin Haoran didn't haggle, just stated the total. Okay. I'll knock off 650, make it an even 21 grand. The gold farmer beamed. Lin Haoran nodded, transferred the money to the gold farmer, and logged back into the game. The gold farmer, having received his fortune, that was practically glowing, and immediately traded all the ghost crystals to Lin Haoran. "Thanks, boss, you're a lifesaver," the gold farmer said, grinning. "No problem, everyone's got their grind." Lin Haoran nodded and left. The gold farmer, re-energized by the money, immediately returned to leveling and hunting higher-level ghosts. Back at the Ghost Emperor Castle, Lin Haoran and the Ghost Emperor Yenho were going at it, their voices blending in a symphony of passion, like a chorus of birds, like panting and clacking. "Honey. I love you. I love you so much. You're the best." Over an hour later, Lin Haoran emerged from the castle, legs a little wobbly, and the Ghost Emperor Yenho went back to her ghost pattern to rest and take care of the baby. Lin Haoran was eagerly anticipating his second ghost offspring. What kind of ghost would it be? It was a shame he didn't have the ghost treasure, the ghost pregnancy crystal, otherwise, there would be another SS-level ghost monster. making him truly unstoppable. Lin Haoran pulled the ghost crystals from his backpack and split them evenly between the sword ghost, soul-devouring raven ghost, and little thunder ghost, and himself, of course. But because he and his ghosts were already high level, these level 4 and 5 ghost crystals didn't go as far, only bumping up their experience bars 1 level each. He was still level 8, the sword ghost was level 8, little thunder ghost was level 8, and the soul-devouring raven ghost was level 8, but little thunder ghost was close to level 9. Lin Haoran checked the time. It was already evening, time to log off for dinner and summer. Without hesitation, Lin Haoran logged off in the castle. Real world. Lin Haoran took off the game helmet, his stomach growling in protest. He was starving. Lin Haoran threw on some clothes and headed downstairs to eat. Lin Haoran had decided to take it easy. His wife was a ghost, and her energy was a bit much. Quickly, his yang qi was being drained. Lin Haoran came to a nice-looking beef restaurant that was doing good business. Just about every table was taken. Lin Haoran found a seat and ordered beef, eggs, oysters, and leeks, plus a few side dishes, making the waiter give him a funny look. Lin Haoran noticed people around him talking about the Doomsday game, which just showed how popular it was, that you couldn't go anywhere without hearing about it. But come to think of it, the only 100% holographic virtual game in the world. Of course it was going to be a hit. The people around him were talking. I'm so jealous of you guys who snagged the gaming helmet. By the time I got off work to buy one, they were already sold out. Haha. I just got lucky. Don't worry. This game is so popular now. The forums are blowing up, with everyone begging them to sell more helmets. Yeah. They'll sell more soon enough. No way they're gonna pass up on that cash, right? By the way. What level are you? Haha. I joined a leveling squad. I'm level 4 now, and my ghosts are level 4 too. Dude. You're crushing it. I'm only level 3. Damn, remember to take me with you when you leave the novice village. It's no biggie. Who's picking up the tab tonight? Alright, I got it, okay. Hahaha, awesome. The competition in this game is crazy. Some people already have SSS-level ghosts, and I'm still stuck with a D-level dirt eater. I know, right? It's insane. If he put that thing up for sale, someone would pay a fortune for it, maybe even $1 million. Whoa. $1 million. That's wild. Yeah. I heard some trust fund kid named Yan Wang dropped hundreds of thousands to get into Novice Village number 4. Yeah, they're still recruiting people on the official forum. P.S. Please, don't throw your support away on me. I'm grinding hard to write more chapters, so stay tuned. Thanks, everyone. Chapter 44. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The more you earn, the more you spend. Lin Haoran's mind raced. Was Novice Village number 4 the one he was in? There are always some whales who are both hardworking and paying to win. Looks like I'm going to accelerate my plans. A spark ignited in Lin Haoran's eyes as he thought it over. After finishing his meal, Lin Haoran hailed a cab and told the driver, Antique City, please. Alright, hop in. I'm a 10-year veteran. They wanted me for that mountain drift race, but I had a pickup. The driver was in a chatty mood, making Lin Haoran chuckle. They talked as the car cruised toward the Antique City. Linhai Antique City, it was pretty well known in the area. Antique shops lined the streets, with antiques, jade, you name it, they had it. People came hoping to strike it rich, some lost their shirts, others hit the jackpot overnight. The thrill was the name of the game. Lin Haoran got out of the cab, and a glint appeared in his eyes as he scanned the bustling antique street. He was here to find someone. In his past life, this guy was a notorious character. He ran an antique shop here before the apocalypse. On the surface, he was just an antique dealer, but he was the boss of a tomb robbing operation. Others did the dirty work, and he fenced the goods. The shop was full of treasures. After the game world merged with reality, some of those antiques became infused with ghost energy, turning them into actual spirits. The older the antique, the stronger the ghost it could spawn. Plus, ghost energy could create something even better than ghost crystals, burial jade. Burial jade absorbed the een and resentment in tombs, forming pure energy within the jade, turning it into jade crystals. Both humans and ghosts could absorb these crystals to grow stronger, just like ghost crystals. In his previous life, this guy used those jade crystals and some choice ghost items to build an empire. Became the big cheese of a decent-sized settlement, that lived it up with beautiful women on his arm, and commanded a loyal following. Lin Haoran was here to find him. Wang Defa Antique Shop. Lin Haoran stopped in front of an antique shop, his eyes fixed on the sign. This was the place. His name was Wang Defa, after all. Lin Haoran walked inside, and a fat guy with a gut popped out of his armchair. He sized Lin Haoran up with shifty eyes, noting his presence but cheap clothes, making Wang Defa lose interest. Another rube looking for a lucky break. Figures. A hint of disdain flickered in the fat man's eyes as he said casually, just looking, pal. Everything here is legit. Don't touch anything. You break it, you buy it. The corners of Lin Haoran's mouth curved as he saw the fat man. He knew at a glance that this was Wang Defa. Lin Haoran said calmly, underground cave, treasure in coffin, we're gonna be rich. Wang Defa's pupils constricted, and a smile spread across his face. He said to Lin Haoran, so, you're one of those. What are you looking for? I can get my hands on anything. Lin Haoran used the code words known only to tomb raiders. So the fat man pegged Lin Haoran as an insider. Lin Haoran glanced around and said, boss. I've got a big appetite. Can we talk somewhere private? The fat man's eyes narrowed, and he chuckled. No problem, follow me. The fat man led Lin Haoran through a door, down a dim corridor, and into a basement. The fat man went to a mahogany desk, sat down, opened a drawer, pulled out a cigar, and a pistol glinted coldly. The fat man lit the cigar, blew out a puff of smoke, looked at Lin Haoran, and said with a smile, safe as houses here. What's your appetite? He slowly puffed on the cigar, watching Lin Haoran. Lin Haoran smiled slightly and said, I want you to help me collect every antique and burial jade that comes out of the ground. Wang Defa's eyes widened with surprise, and he looked at Lin Haoran intensely. You said every single one. That's a lot of money, my friend. How deep are your pockets? Lin Haoran's mouth twisted into a smile, and he said, that's right, all your antiques and burial jade, and I'll buy from other grave robbers, too. But I'm broke. Lin Haoran smiled, staring at the fat man. The smile vanished from the fat man's face, and a coldness crept into his eyes. He said to Lin Haoran, you mocking me? No money, buying all this stuff, are you on something? Or do you think I'm a sucker you can play with? Lin Haoran smiled faintly and said, my money, is the price of your life. Click. Wang Defa snatched up the pistol in the drawer, aimed it at Lin Haoran, a murderous look in his eyes, and said, looking to die, punk. Lin Haoran remained calm, smiling as if nothing had happened. You think that thing can hurt me? A strange light flickered in Lin Haoran's eyes. Ha ha ha. Wang Defa burst out laughing. In your next life, don't be an idiot. Time to die. I hate people showing off. Bang! A gunshot echoed through the secret room. Chapter 45. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The body was buried. Wang Defa just pulled the trigger. For guys like him, who dealt with death every day, killing someone was no big deal. A cruel smile twisted his lips. He pictured Lin Haoran getting a bullet right between the eyes. Suddenly, Wang Defa's eyes went wide. No way. He blurted. Lin Haoran had actually caught the bullet with his bare hand, caught it. Like he was some kind of superhero. I told you, Lin Haoran said, opening his palm to reveal the bullet, that thing can't kill me. He grinned at the fat man. Wang Defa's hand trembled, sweat beading on his forehead. Glurp. He swallowed hard, a flicker of desperation in his eyes. He squeezed the trigger again and again. Bang, 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 but it was no use. Lin Haoran caught every bullet. He was like a freaking demon, he crushed the bullets to dust, letting it scatter in the air. This isn't happening. It's impossible. Soaked in sweat, fear etched on his face, the fat man stared at Lin Haoran, a crazy roar building in his throat. Boom! Suddenly, Lin Haoran radiated a terrifying aura. Massive, grotesque figure materialized behind him, its bloody maw gaping. Fixated on Wang Defa. Drool dripped from its lips. Aya ag. Ghost! Wang Defa screamed, scrambling backward, but he hit a wall. He could only stare at Lin Haoran, shaking like a leaf, a puddle spreading between his legs. Please. Man, please. Spare me. I don't want to die. Whatever you want, antiques, jade burial suits, I got 'em. Just don't kill me. I'll do anything you say. I'll be your dog. Wang Defa was terrified. A tomb robber, he'd always been an atheist, but this shattered everything he believed. These things were real. He must have robbed too many graves, attracting these spirits, he thought, head banging on the floor, begging Lin Haoran for his life, forehead bleeding. A smile played on Lin Haoran's lips. It was all an illusion, really. The real Lin Haoran was sitting back, relaxed. The reincarnation ghost eye's control was only effective at close range. Once out of sight, the control would fade. It wasn't ideal. He needed Wang Defa to keep digging up jade and antiques for him. He needed to make sure Wang Defa was under his thumb. Lin Haoran said slowly, remember your words. I've marked you. Wherever you go, I'll find you. If you even think about running, you and your whole family will suffer a nasty end. Torn apart by 1,000 ghosts. The power of Lin Haoran's reincarnation ghost eye surged, boring into Wang Defa's mind. It was a seed of illusion, waiting to be triggered. If Wang Defa ever considered escape, it would amplify his fear until he couldn't think straight. No. No, I won't. I swear, I'll collect the jade and antiques for you, master. Wang Defa was drenched, like he'd been thrown in a river. He looked up at Lin Haoran, his face a mask of fear. Good. Here's my number. Call me anytime you need help. I'll take care of it. Lin Haoran tossed him a slip of paper, speaking casually. Do a good job for me, and I might even give you power, maybe even immortality. Lin Haoran had offered a carrot after the stick. The fat man's eyes lit up. He kowtowed, practically vibrating with excitement. Thank you, master. Thank you, master. I'll give you my life. I'll die for you. When the fat man looked up, Lin Haoran was gone. The fat man was left panting, alone in the room, completely stunned. It was already 11 p.m. when Lin Haoran got back to his apartment. He showered but still felt wired. He fired up his computer and went to the official forum for Doomsday Weird Online. It was packed with posts. Lin Haoran skimmed through, looking for anything useful. Then he saw something about Novice Village No. 4. He clicked on the thread. The title read, Yama Hall Guild in Novice Village No. 4 recruiting elite players to dominate Doomsday Weird Online. The poster's ID was Yama. They were looking for players with ghosts ranked D or higher. D-rank ghosts got you a spot as a regular member, C-rank ghosts got you a captain's position with a salary, B-rank ghosts made you a guild officer with a fat paycheck. Lin Haoran remembered meeting a Yama Hall Guild member in the game. He'd controlled him with illusion and let him go. Yama? Could it be the same Yama who had the black and white impermanence and ox head and horse face from my past life? The memories flooded back. In his previous life, there'd been a guy who called himself Yama, the king of hell. He was one of the top players, with powerful ghosts like the black and white impermanence and the ox head and horse face. But the craziest thing was that he had the 18-story ghost suppression tower. He placed it in his base, and it kept all the ghosts away. Weak ghosts that wandered into its area were instantly wiped out. Even the strong ones were weakened. It was one of a kind. The king of hell used his strength and that ghost to build a massive base, called Hell. P.S. Hey folks. Happy Labor Day. Chapter 46. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The closer you look, the more you'll see. So that's the deal. This king of hell is likely the king of hell from my past life. A glint sparked in Lin Haoran's eyes as he made the connection. What are the odds? He's in the same noob zone, and I think I pissed off some of his guild members. Lin Haoran stroked his chin, muttering to himself. Just try not to mess with me. I don't care if you're the king of hell or someone less important. I'll show you the real king of hell. A chill ran through Lin Haoran as he thought to himself, he'd spent his last life bowing down, only to meet a tragic end. This time, he'd seize control of his fate, he'd become stronger than anyone else, even dictating the fates of others. Lin Haoran licked his lips, a dangerous smirk playing on the corner of his mouth. He exited the post and kept browsing, scrolling further. He stumbled upon another interesting post that caught his eye. The title screamed. Massive boss sighting in Noob Zone 4, King of Hell Guild wiped out. Lin Haoran clicked it immediately. The post featured a video, clearly filmed on the sly. Leaves obscured the camera's view. The person filming was probably hiding in the bushes. The video showed a monster, easily 13 feet tall, built like a tank, with a single eye and a mouthful of fangs, wielding a stone axe, wreathed in black energy. It looked like a demon. A mob of players and ghosts surrounded it, but the terrifying Cyclops was tearing through them. He swung his axe, splattering blood everywhere as he chopped down countless ghosts. Some players were pulped into a bloody mess. The survivors screamed for their mothers, fleeing in terror. Then, the video cut out. The comments were blowing up. After all, a boss was a guaranteed spectacle. Holy crap. What is that thing? Freaking scary. If you could contract with that, you'd be unstoppable. Are you an idiot? Did you not see that a ton of players couldn't even scratch it? Keep dreaming. Exactly. And it's next to impossible to get a boss to sign on. Even if you lucked out, there's no boss template, and it would turn into a regular ghost. Damn. What a rip. Glad I skipped the VR helmet. Not touching this garbage game. That boss is terrifying. How are we supposed to beat it when a horde can't take it down? Once players level up their ghosts and bring in a few more, it'll be overwhelmed eventually. A flicker of interest lit up Lin Haoran's eyes. He studied the surrounding environment in the video, and got a rough idea of the location. Tomorrow, I'll check out that tomb the kid found, then I'll swing by and see this boss for myself. Lin Haoran mused, then shut down his computer and went to bed. The night passed quietly. Lin Haoran rose early and got ready. After breakfast, he logged into the game. Back in Noob Zone 4, Lin Haoran materialized near the castle, and immediately pulled up the map. He pinpointed the mountain behind the castle where the kid had found the ghost bell. Plenty of players were still grinding around there, mostly in groups. Lone wolves were rare these days. Lin Haoran strode past the other players. Drawing curious glances, he pushed through the surrounding players, drawing a few inquisitive looks, mostly because it's uncommon to see individuals wandering these parts alone. Lin Haoran followed the path, and after about a half hour, he reached the base of a large mountain. The area was surrounded by mountains on both sides, making for a panoramic view. Definitely a decent burial spot. Lin Haoran released Little Thunder and Sword Ghost. Sword Ghost had recovered from the previous night. Little Thunder. Sword Ghost, find the place with the heaviest Yin energy. Lin Haoran instructed. Ghosts were highly attuned to Yin energy, so tracking it down would be a breeze for them. Yes, father. Little Thunder nodded respectfully, his expression serious. Sword Ghost didn't speak, but immediately started searching the area. Lin Haoran surveyed the scene, stroking his chin in thought. Mountains on both sides, west to the left, east to the right, north up top, south below. According to feng shui, the tomb should be to the west, where the Yin is thickest. Lin Haoran started walking west, then stopped abruptly. A sudden chill had struck him. Lin Haoran frowned, scanning his surroundings. A massive boulder stood against the mountainside, obscured by tall grass. Lin Haoran crouched down and discovered a narrow gap between the rock and the mountain. A faint, ghostly aura leaked from the opening. Lin Haoran grinned. He was sure this was the tomb entrance. He immediately called Little Thunder and Sword Ghost over. Sword Ghost, break the rock. Lin Haoran commanded. Sword Ghost nodded, drew his ghost-slaying sword, and unleashed a deadly ghost sword technique. Boom boom boom. The rock shattered under the onslaught, revealing a hole and a gust of cold wind. The icy wind carried with it an intense concentration of ghostly energy. Ding dong, congratulations, player, you've discovered the hidden dungeon, General's Tomb. Ding dong, once completed, the dungeon will be permanently unlocked. The first player to clear the dungeon will receive a global system announcement and generous rewards. The system's grating voice boomed in Lin Haoran's ears, leaving him momentarily stunned. He hadn't expected this to be a dungeon. Well, this is great news, looks like I won't be holding back. Lin Haoran licked his lips, his eyes gleaming with avarice, and muttered to himself. Chapter 47. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The fire roared. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Oil lamps flared to life along the stone walls of the long tomb passage, bathing the spacious corridor in light. This corridor seemed like a vast, gaping maw, inviting Lin Haoran to enter, but Lin Haoran knew no fear. Alright, let's release the soul-devouring crow ghost too. Little Lei Ming, sword ghost, you two go first. The soul-devouring crow ghost and I will cover your backs. Lin Haoran instructed the two ghosts, his face serious. Yes. Father. Little Lei Ming trusted Lin Haoran implicitly and stepped forward. The sword ghost cast a glance at Lin Haoran with his dead water eyes, then followed little Lei Ming. Lin Haoran felt a flush rise in his cheeks at the sword ghost's look. He feigned composure and followed the two ghosts inside. The soul-devouring crow ghost cocked his head, letting out a confused cry. Quack. Little Lei Ming and the sword ghost advanced, one on each side. Their faces were vigilant, scanning their surroundings. An eerie silence hung in the air. Lin Haoran drew his thunder ghost gun, ready for a fight. Buzz buzz buzz. Suddenly, the ground trembled slightly, as if something was stirring beneath. Watch your step. Lin Haoran gripped the thunder ghost gun tightly, warning little Lei Ming and the sword ghost. Crack, crack, crack. Without warning, skeletal hands with sharp nails burst from the ground, snatching at the ankles of little Lei Ming and the sword ghost. Get lost. Little Lei Ming's face darkened. How dare these disgusting things lay hands on him? They were practically begging for it. Little Lei Ming snorted, and a surge of blue lightning erupted from his body. Crackle. The terrifying blue electricity surged into the ghost hand, electrocuting it beyond recognition. It shriveled into a blackened chicken claw, then dissolved into wisps of black smoke. The sword ghost reacted just as quickly, a cold light glinting in his eyes. His sword flashed, the ghost hand clutching his ankle was cleanly severed. Roar. A chorus of roars echoed from below. Then, mummies in old soldiers' uniforms clawed their way out of the earth. Like zombies, they had sharp, black teeth, dark, bloodthirsty eyes, and long, sharp nails. Lin Haoran's left eye, the ghost eye of reincarnation, twitched, and information appeared in his mind. Name, zombie soldier. Quality, D. Type, physical. Level, 5. Abilities. Blood drain. Zombie soldiers can drain the blood of the living to increase their strength and heal injuries. Ghost. Lore, they were loyal soldiers in life. After the death of the general they served, they willingly ended their lives in the general's tomb, vowing to protect it. Description, you shall not pass. Lin Haoran surveyed the densely packed zombie soldiers and shouted to little Lei Ming and the sword ghost. Little Lei Ming. Sword ghost. Go get them. Wipe them out. Yes. Father. Little Lei Ming's eyes crackled with intense lightning. Instantly, bolts of blue lightning rained down on the zombie soldiers. Boom boom boom. The barrage inflicted devastating damage. Lightning was especially effective against these ghosts, particularly these yin-fueled specters. They were instantly reduced to black charcoal by little Lei Ming's attacks. These low-level zombies stood no chance against little Lei Ming's electricity. The sword ghost reached for his ghost-killing sword, but, seeing the scene, paused slightly. He then drew his ghost-killing sword again. Then put it back again. What the hell? These little zombies were getting fried before they could even get close. It was like shooting fish in a barrel. the sword ghost remained expressionless and silent, simply watching little Lei Ming ruthlessly mow down the zombie soldiers. Quack! The soul-devouring crow ghost's eyes gleamed, and he swooped down to the fallen zombies. He opened his dark maw like a black hole and inhaled deeply. The souls of the dying zombie soldiers were sucked out by the soul-devouring crow ghost, and swallowed whole. This was the soul-devouring crow ghost's special ability, to consume the souls of enemies to strengthen himself. Quack! The soul-devouring crow ghost chirped excitedly. Little Lei Ming led the charge, blasting zombies with blue thunder. The soul-devouring crow ghost trailed behind, devouring their souls. Lin Haoran happily collected the ghost crystals, and the sword ghost guarded Lin Haoran's six, preventing anyone from getting any funny ideas about attacking from behind. After a long trek through the passage, little Lei Ming had taken down at least 99 zombie soldiers, if not 100. Lin Haoran examined the 100+ ghost crystals in his pack and grinned. Even though they were only level 5 crystals, the sheer number made it a worthwhile haul. The soul-devouring crow ghost, that dopey bird, had a bulging stomach. The bird quickly digested the souls and it returned to its original size. "Father, there's a passage leading down here." Finally, little Lei Ming reached the end of the tunnel and discovered a downward passage. He turned to Lin Haoran. Lin Haoran approached, stroked his chin, and said, "This tomb must be layered. We're on the top level now. Let's go, let's head down." Lin Haoran waved his hand and led his trio of powerful ghosts to the next level. "P.S. Please follow and give me 5-star praise, Oniai-chan." Chapter 48. You are listening at novelfull.audio. They were too busy to deal with it until the next day. Lin Haoran and some of the ghosts descended the stairs to the first underground level. The ghostly energy was noticeably stronger here than above. Lin Haoran felt a chill. The second underground level opened into a wide platform lit by flickering oil lamps, creating a gloomy atmosphere. Dark holes dotted the platform's perimeter, their depths impossible to penetrate. Tap, tap, tap. Suddenly, the heavy sound of hooves echoed. 10 zombie cavalrymen emerged from the darkness, riding skeletal horses. Their eyes were black, their fangs sharp. Clad in leather armor, they brandished sharp spears, riding aggressively forward. Lin Haoran's eyes narrowed. His reincarnation ghost eye instantly flooded his mind with information. Name, zombie cavalry, elite, rank, C, type, physical, level, 7, ability, ghost spear thrust. The zombie cavalry charges the enemy, attacking with their spears for significant damage. Ghost lore, in life, they were loyal cavalrymen. After their general's death, they committed suicide within his tomb to protect it. Flavor text: Thief, you want to enter the general's tomb? You'll have to get past my spear. Lin Haoran's eyes narrowed further. Level 7 elite monsters. Roar, roar, roar. The 10 zombie cavalrymen raised their spears and roared, a cold light glinting in their eyes as they charged. Boom, boom, boom. The bone horses thundered forward, kicking up a gale, carrying the zombie cavalry toward Lin Haoran and his team. Pikachu, this is your gig. Use Soul Scream. Seeing the approaching cavalry, Lin Haoran smirked, slapping the soul-devouring crow ghost on the butt. Since contracting the soul-eating crow ghost, Lin Haoran had realized the bird was a bit of a goofball. It constantly quacked, reminding him of Psyduck, the cartoon duck, so he nicknamed it Psyduck. Quack, quack. The soul-devouring crow ghost cocked its head, glaring at Lin Haoran, as if saying, "It's a soul crow, not a duck." Then, its strange eyes gleamed with an eerie light. Scree! The soul-devouring crow ghost inhaled deeply, then unleashed a soul-shattering scream. Quack! An invisible, mysterious force slammed into the charging zombie cavalry. Buzz buzz buzz. The cavalrymen felt as if their souls had been hammered. Ag! They cried out, tumbling off their skeletal steeds. Bang, bang, bang. Dust flew as they hit the ground, eyes rolled back, twitching violently. Whoa! Even though Lin Haoran had expected it, the soul-devouring crow ghost's power still amazed him. the silly bird might be goofy, but it was strong. These were elite-level ghosts, yet they were taken out with a single attack. That soul attack was devastating against physical types. Yeah. The soul-devouring crow ghost chirped happily, hopping over to the fallen cavalryman. Opening its beak like a black hole, it inhaled, drawing transparent souls from the twitching zombies. The soul-devouring crow ghost swallowed them. Without their souls, the zombie cavalrymen turned to black mist and dissipated, leaving behind faintly glowing ghost crystals. After absorbing the souls, the soul-devouring crow ghost visibly grew stronger. Lin Haoran heard the system's voice. Ding dong, your ghost, soul-devouring crow ghost, successfully absorbed souls using its soul-devouring ability. Ding dong, your ghost, soul-devouring crow ghost, has leveled up to level 9. Lin Haoran grinned. He hadn't expected this goofy bird to reach level 9 first. Little Lei Ming wasn't even level 9 yet, but Lin Haoran glanced at the ghost crystals and smiled. Little Lei Ming would get there soon enough. Lin Haoran picked up the crystals. They were from elite monsters, so the energy was concentrated. There were 10 in total. Lin Haoran took 4 and gave them to Xiao Lei Ming. Here you go, Xiao Lei Ming. This should get you to level 9. Thank you, father. A hint of joy flickered in Xiao Lei Ming's eyes. He respectfully took the crystals and swallowed them. As expected, Xiao Lei Ming finally reached level 9. Lin Haoran absorbed the remaining crystals, and his own experience bar jumped significantly. He was about to hit level 9. Boom boom boom. With the demise of the zombie cavalry, a tunnel opened in the platform floor. It had to be the passage to the second underground level. With his 2 ghosts growing stronger, Lin Haoran felt confident. He gestured to his team and said, "You guys go first. I'll cover you." If he was right, the boss was waiting below. Chapter 49. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Under the sword ghost's scornful gaze, Xiao Lei Ming and the soul-eating crow ghost escorted Lin Haoran down to the second underground level of the tomb. The second level was thick with ghostly energy and overwhelmingly een. At its center stood a massive octagonal platform, upon which rested a coffin. Black fog swirled around it, a tangible aura of the supernatural, clearly indicating something was up. Lin Haoran and the others stopped a short distance from the coffin, Lin Haoran's face growing serious as he waited for the boss to make its grand entrance, but, embarrassingly, nothing happened for a good few minutes. The coffin remained stubbornly still. Speechless, Lin Haoran grabbed a corpse from the ground and hurled it at the coffin. Bang! Hey! Time to clock in. Where's the work ethic? Lin Haoran grumbled at the coffin. Crack, crack. Finally, the coffin seemed to respond, emitting the sound of shifting wood. Boom! The coffin lid exploded outward. A zombie in silver armor and a matching helmet, wielding a massive sword, slowly emerged, its skin dry and wrinkled. The zombie shook its head, its dark eyes fixing on Lin Haoran with a flicker of anger. It roared. Roar! As if to say, You piece of trash. You disturbed my nap. Lin Haoran's mouth twitched. Sleeping on the job, and he's got a problem with me? Lin Haoran's left reincarnation ghost eye twitched, instantly providing him with the lazy zombie stats. Name, Zombie General Boss. Rank, B. Type, Physical. Level, 8. Abilities. Ghost Sword / The Zombie General channels ghost energy into its sword, unleashing a charged attack that inflicts massive damage on the enemy. Ghost Lore, a former general's guard. Immensely powerful but notoriously lazy in life. After the general's death, he was too lazy to leave, and offed himself in the tomb. While technically guarding the general's tomb, he's mostly just sleeping. Description: Okay, so you're raiding the tomb. Fine. Just don't wake me up, or I'll crap on you. Lin Haoran frowned at the zombie's information. This guy wasn't a real general. So, this isn't the final boss. Looks like this hidden dungeon has got secrets. Even B-rank ghosts aren't final bosses here. Just what I wanted. The harder it is, the better the reward. Lin Haoran thought to himself. Roar. The lazy zombie general, seeing that Lin Haoran was ignoring it, roared again, determined to kill these intruders and get back to sleep. Holding the big sword high, the zombie general charged towards Lin Haoran and his ghosts. Dumb duck. Time for the soul duck cry. Control it. Little Lei Ming, get ready for the spear of judgment. Lin Haoran shouted to his ghosts. The soul-eating crow ghost provided crowd control and damage, while Little Lei Ming was capable of both group and single target attacks, but truly excelled at focus damage. Together, the pair were boss-killing machines. As for the sword ghost, there was no real opening for it, so it was on bodyguard duty for the time being. Quack, quack. The soul-eating crow ghost squawked at Lin Haoran in protest, then spun around, opened its beak, and let out a piercing duck call. Quack, quack. An invisible wave of power surged out, slamming into the zombie general boss. Awoo. The zombie general boss cried out, clutching its head as it felt its soul being hammered. Crackle. Little Lei Ming was suddenly surrounded by green lightning, as if possessed by a thunder god. His eyes crackled with electricity, countless bolts of green lightning converged in his chubby little hands, instantly forming a spear of pure energy, the spear of judgment. Eat this, Little Lei Ming shouted, his cute face serious. The spear of judgment flew towards the zombie general boss like a thunderbolt. Boom. The terrifying lightning spear struck with the force of a thunder dragon's horn, piercing straight through the zombie general boss's chest. A fist-sized hole appeared, and black blood gushed out. Awoo. The zombie general boss was still reeling from the soul attack, and now this, it was like kicking a guy when he's down. As the zombie general boss tried to regain its footing and fight back. Ding-a-ling. The sound of a bell echoed, causing the zombie general boss to momentarily lose focus. It was only a 0.5-second lapse. Lin Haoran was shaking his ghost bell, which could distract ghosts. The stronger the ghost, the less effective the bell. The zombie general boss was only distracted for a split second, but in that split second, a dark figure appeared behind the zombie general boss. A dazzling black sword flashed. Swish. The zombie general boss could only watch in disbelief as a crack appeared on its neck. Its head slowly tumbled off its shoulders, bouncing on the ground like a basketball. The sword ghost slowly sheathed its razor-sharp ghost-slaying sword, panting slightly. That single blow had taken nearly a third of its ghost energy. P.S. The cute new author's new book is launching soon. I hope you'll check it out. Thanks. Chapter 50. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The corpse was mangled, completely destroyed. Psyduck, Psyduck. The soul-devouring crow ghost shrieked when it saw the zombie general boss's head hit the ground. It waddled over to the corpse, opened its beak, and slurped out the soul, swallowing it whole. Burp. The soul-devouring crow ghost belched contentedly. This zombie general boss's soul was a potent tonic, just 2 more, and it could level up again. After the soul was devoured, the zombie general boss's body dissolved into black mist, leaving behind a ghost crystal. Lin Haoran strolled over to the ghost crystal, a smile spreading across his face. He picked it up and swallowed it in one gulp. Ding dong. Congratulations. Level up. Current level, 9. The system notification chimed in Lin Haoran's ears. He finally hit level 9. A satisfied grin stretched across Lin Haoran's face. He casually pulled up the player rankings. #1, hidden nickname, level 9. #2, Miyamoto Musashi, level 7. #3, King Arthur * Caesar, level 7. #4, Emperor, level 7. #5, King of Hell, level 7. #6, Handsome Overlord, level 6. #7, hidden nickname, level 6. Lin Haoran was level 9, way ahead of the pack. He nodded, pleased. Seeing the name King of Hell surprised him a little. Yesterday, the guy was around 10th place. Now he's jumped to 5th in a single day. Guess his money's doing the trick. He founded the King of Hell guild and is having his lackeys farm ghost crystals to boost him. That'll definitely speed things up. Lin Haoran wasn't worried. The higher your level, the less effective low-level ghost crystals become. You need tons more, making leveling much harder. Unless you find a boss ghost crystal, those things can skyrocket your level. So, if you want to level up fast, you gotta raid dungeons and hunt for bosses. On the tomb's second level, a wide hole slowly opened beneath the lazy zombie general boss's coffin after it died. It must be the path to the final boss on the third floor. A gleam flashed in Lin Haoran's eyes, and the corners of his mouth curled into a smile. He muttered to himself. Hope you're tougher. Or this is gonna be a drag. Then, Lin Haoran sent his ghost son and Psyduck down first, with him and the sword ghost following close behind. Little Lei Ming might be small, but he was the bravest. Heading down the stairs without a peep, the soul-devouring crow ghost just stood there, head cocked. Who knows what was going on in its bird brain? Lin Haoran's mouth twitched. He booted it down the staircase. Psyduck, I'm being murdered. Help. The soul-devouring crow ghost squawked like a stuck pig, its fat body tumbling down the stone steps. Lin Haoran and the sword ghost followed, entering the tomb's third level below. If all went according to plan, this was the last floor. Lin Haoran and the others descended to the third level. When Lin Haoran saw the scene, his pupils contracted. Above a huge platform, a stone coffin hung suspended by 8 thick chains. A beam of moonlight shone from above, illuminating the stone coffin. Moonlight is Yin, and the stone coffin had been steeped in Yin energy for ages. Whatever was inside was bound to be terrifying. Clang, clang, clang. The chains on the sarcophagus shuddered, making sharp metallic sounds. Crack, crack, crack. Suddenly, the thick chains snapped, and the heavy sarcophagus plummeted. Boom boom boom. A tremendous roar shook the ground, like thunder, echoing across the entire third level. Dust exploded into the air. Roar. A deafening roar erupted from the dust, a terrifying shockwave blasted outwards. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. As the dust settled, a massive figure loomed before them. The monster stood 10 feet tall, clad in tough tiger head armor. A sealed black and gold helmet on its head, 6 black battle flags on its back, a giant sword in its powerful arms. Radiating an aura of pure dread. Roar. The monster howled at the sky. The roar echoing off the walls. Lin Haoran's eyes narrowed, a hint of seriousness flashing across his face. His left eye, the reincarnation ghost eye, trembled slightly. Information flooded his mind. Name, Zombie King, General, Elite Boss. Qualification, B. Type, Physical. Level, 10. Abilities. Giant sword slash. The Zombie King General channels ghost energy into its giant sword, unleashing a devastating strike that inflicts massive damage. Summon ghost soldiers. The Zombie King General can summon numerous zombie soldiers to fight alongside it on the battlefield. Elite Boss perk, dungeon ghosts cannot be contracted. Ghost information, in life, he was a general of a fallen nation. After the city fell, he fled with the remnants of his army. Ultimately, he died of grief and resentment. Ghost energy resurrected him into a zombie king with immense power. Weakness, head. Decapitation is an instant kill. Description, watch out for that sword. It's big and nasty. Lin Haoran's pupils shrank. Knew it. The final boss is an elite boss. Lin Haoran thought to himself. This is gonna be tricky. The last elite boss, that thunderbird-bodied, human-headed ghost, got wrecked by little Lei Ming. This elite boss ain't so simple. But that makes things interesting, right? A smirk spread across Lin Haoran's face. A fierce fighting spirit ignited in his eyes. The reggae gun materialized in his hand, ready for a fight. Let's do this.